Cloud. Well, hello, Meet Tina here. How's everyone's doing? Well, hello, Karen. Welcome back to my show or to my YouTube channel. How's everything going with
Yes.
you? How have you been, Karen?
Everything has been great. Thank you for allowing me to be back here in your channel again. It's always been a pleasure and an honor. I
Yes, of
always
course.
looking forward to our talk because it's always, what we're experiencing, what we're seeing in today's cosmic energy and what we're looking forward to. I'm hearing a lot of great things happening from your end. So
Hmm.
yeah, looking forward to this discussion today.
Of course. Well, first of all, I would like to introduce Karen to everyone, just in case some of you have not met her yet, because she hasn't been, I think it's been a while since you were on last time, right? So Karen is an
2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago.
I
Yeah.
think it's longer than that. So, but it seems like a long time. So, Karen is, first of all, she is an awareness
Mm.
consciousness teacher, hypnotherapist, life coach, right? And what else? What else? What else do you do, Karen? Because I know you're a lot of things. So let's
Yes.
share with the
Yep.
audience. Okay, get to it.
Well,
Get right to it.
this day I call myself transformation.
Mm.
Okay. This day I
I
call
like
myself
that.
transformational coach and holistic
Hmm.
healer. So what I help, yeah, I help especially visionaries, leaders, entrepreneur or professionals who know they up for something big in the world, especially with all the changes that happening in the world today. They're feeling very called and they're stepping into something that is really heart-centered. And they know that they're doing this not just for the sake of themselves. Yes, it's always important to honor themselves, but they want to do it differently because I'm hearing a lot of people are really tired with the way that they operate in the old days, right? With the burnout, with always trying to do more, but never really take care of themselves. They're really tired of always feeling tired, and they really know that they are being called for something bigger, greater,
Mm.
and they want to do it differently. And I'm here to teach how to flow with the energy of the cosmos, to embrace the gentleness of the universe, right? Because the universe always provides,
Yeah.
and to heal part of themselves so that they can be authentically them. Because that's when all the abundance are coming very easily. And
Mm.
that's what everybody's wanting this day is to be able to flow, just being themselves and yet being provided. And we are all being provided with the universe first. So I'm working with those who are ready to tapping into their greatest self, basically, in the most easy, gentlest, graceful way.
Awesome. Well, you guys get in line because I'll get in line too. How about that? So anyway, so let's talk about energy, the cosmic energy we have here. Am I lacking? Am I lacking to you, Karen? Just wanted to double check.
Yes, we are getting that lag again for some
Mm,
reason. So
okay.
I'm hearing
Mm.
you, and then I have to wait until you kind of respond to me. So we'll dance with that.
Okay, we'll go ahead and dance with this energy. This never happened before, but it just happened to be happening right now. So we're just gonna go with the flow. That's how we flow. And the audience get that. So when we talk about the energy
Yes.
that's going on right now, okay, Karen. You are an astrologer as well, right? And you mentioned that you're going to be sharing the chart, you're going to be sharing the energy that's
Yes.
going on right now. But first, we are going to be sharing what we have been feeling, with the cosmic energy lately, right? Mm.
Yes.
So tell me, what have you been feeling? What have you been picking up intuitively before we dive into the astrology?
For for me, I am being called to take ownership and being more mature in my emotions. It's funny because you're asking, how do you feel? Like, what are your experience, what you're feeling? And my feeling, it's not really fall into the kind of like that part of me that sometimes I get really moody, right? And when I get really moody, then I'm like, forget it, I will not do anything. And I'm being called to be able to provide some maturity, in a sense that like, oh, I'm gonna punish you if you are feeling that, but the gentleness or the tenderness of a mother to a child. Like, okay, you're feeling this. Let's feel this in the moment, and yet at the same time, not allowing myself to then get carried away. And I'm feeling this is because the lunar eclipse also happened very close to my seventh house, which is actually the house of relationship as we know it. But I feel like I need to be me. I need to be grounded in myself. I need to know who I am. I need to be able to love myself and care and understand who I am to then be able to serve or to be having a relationship that is in harmony, right? Because there are relationships where you tend to want to give yourself away, please others, or codependent. If you don't do this to me, then I will not do it for you, and all that. So the funny things as I was as we were approaching the eclipse season, more and more I was being shown different patterns of relationship that I have had in my entire life, all in kind of
Mm.
like a short flashback, but like back to back in a few weeks prior to the eclipse. And it
Yes.
helped me to see the pattern of how I have been relating to others and where I have kind of like put myself aside, sacrificing myself, or kind of push down on my own emotions of how I feel where I am in the relationship. So
Mm.
because of I being shown that pattern, I feel like the lunar eclipse, because the lunar eclipse is usually what you want to let go, right? You want to eclipse out, you get out. So I'm being really called to reflect on what type of relationship I am ready to kind of release. Like where I am, who I am, is really being called out in a very nurturing, compassionate kind of way, because I do have moon in Aries in the first house. So I could really
Okay.
feel
Mm.
sometimes a little bit aggressive toward myself,
Right. Fiery, Noah. Yeah, yeah. Well,
very
that
judgy.
explains it. Yes. Hmm.
So I am being really called to like, okay, where can I be less judgmental for about myself? Where I can soften my own inner critics toward myself. Where I can let go of that part of like always shaming myself because of the things that I may not do, right? Should have, would have, could have,
Hmm.
all of those things that like, oh, I would have done it this way or I should have done it that way and all that. So I am being asked to really soften my own judgment toward that. And that has been the things that are being asked, kind of like, it's funny because one of my mentor, well, look, you make a list. And I'm like, that's a long list.
Ah,
And then I
well,
realized that is how much I judge myself. And the funny thing
mm,
is, what I judge myself is what I also judge others, right? So that's
yes.
where relationship can be a disharmony and not in balance because of that. So that's what I'm releasing. Where I am going, which is the solar eclipse, where it's being activated again is actually on my first house, my character building, who I am. And for me it's about taking that bold step into owning every part of me now that I kind of hopefully a little bit soften on my self-judgment, that I can own a lot more of who I am and be very comfortable in being me.
So let me ask you, because you were talking about solar eclipse or solar return, correct? Solar
Solar
return,
eclipse, solar
solar
eclipse.
eclipse. I see. Now, how's that affecting your chart currently? I mean, because a lot of people would ask, what, how does this solar eclipse is pretty big, and a lot of people are talking about it, right? So how does this solar eclipse affecting your chart at the moment? You know, with what's going on with you right now? Um, with the lunar eclipse, I think lunar eclipse is what, in a day or two, right?
Solar
And
eclipse in a day or two. Lunar
in a
eclipse
day
is
or
the
two,
one in the past, March
just passed
25th.
recently, right?
Yeah.
So how's that affect on your chart being an Aries moon? And then what is your sign? What is your
Sun
sun
sign
sign,
is
right
Leo.
sign?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, you got two fire sign. Okay, that's Leo and Aries. Yeah. Hey, you
Yes.
don't back out. You're pretty charge up. And what about your rising? Yes.
Rising is also Aries.
You got Aries, rising Aries moon, and Leo sun.
Sun.
All fire.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, put the water, put out the fire on you. Okay.
Um, yeah,
Wow, that's a lot of fire in you. Okay. Mhm.
that is a lot of fire in me. So, I'm a little fired up, yes, and I'm
Yeah.
using this fire to really do my own inner transformation
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm ready to make that transition to really be present with my own self. I know I'm talking a lot of self because of where everything is in my chart. I and I can also talk about astrology because I do tend to be more on the inner reflection side instead of projecting out or working externally. So I know in my own life, the work that needs to be done has to start from myself. And the path to come to this realization does come after realizing that if I'm just putting and trying to influence my external by trying to work the external instead of the internal, it's not really working out. If that, just to make it simple, right? Because for example, like business, that's
Yeah.
external, right?
Yeah.
Common sense is if I want to expand my business, I have to place more strategy. I have to work with the right people and etc. etc. Now, that strategy and everything can easily be implemented. However, doesn't mean that it will create success because that business is also a reflection of your inside. So when my inside is chaotic, right?
Yes.
Especially the last few years, it's been real chaos
Yeah.
for myself in my inner because I have a few placement in my chart that got hit pretty kind of like wonky. So when my inner self is chaos and I cannot decide where I want to step into,
Mm.
then my business, even though I placed the right strategy, I follow the right template, I hire the right mentor and everything like that, but because inside I'm like, but it's not that. I can't really see it clear, and I'm working with a lot of the wounds, which is what
Mm.
I
Mm.
feel like you probably can attest to this. A lot of the karmic
Yes.
wounds are
Yes.
being released right now,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Because I was still trying to release that and try to tap into that karmic wound was really loud. So I
Yeah.
had to work through my own inner transformation and understanding what's what the wounds want to teach me. What
Yeah.
is it
Mm.
trying to tell me? What is it
Mm.
trying to show me? And where I can use this wound to help not just myself, but to help others. That makes
Right.
sense.
Right. Well, you have to go through it
So,
yourself.
um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
going back to that, where the eclipse is influencing my chart right now. Mine is on the first and the seventh house axis. So if
Oh,
everybody wants to check, so let me just show. Can I show the chart of
yes,
the
please, please.
solar
I
eclipse
I
this
think you
coming
can do
April?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me
Okay.
make
All
sure
right.
I assign you as a. Okay, you are able to
Nope.
share.
I got it.
Awesome. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
So this is the solar eclipse chart. This is
Mm.
going to happen. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah,
You got a lot of planets on the 12th house and first house.
okay. No, this is actually the not my chart. This is the chart of the solar eclipse itself. Which is you're
Oh,
right.
okay.
There are a lot of
Mhm.
planets in one site. So don't
Yes.
look at the house right now because the
Mm.
house is not applicable on this one.
Okay.
But this is going to happen on Monday, April 8th at
Right.
11 a.m., 11:20 a.m. in Pacific Standard Time, LA time, okay?
Okay. Mm.
So it's, let me get my glasses as well.
Mm.
It's at 19 degrees of Aries. So if you have anything,
Wow.
all you have to do, just go into like astro.com, put it in your birth information, and you're gonna get like something like this. But yours, you can look at the houses, okay? Right now, this one is just for an event, so it's not really applicable. So
Right.
you will want to see where this 19 degrees sun and moon in Aries happening, in which house it is in your chart. Mine
Mm.
actually, yes, this is kind of like my chart because my moon is right here on the 14 degrees.
Mm.
And if you look at this chart, can you see my pointer, my arrow?
Yes, I can. Yep,
Okay,
I can see it.
look at this three body of cosmic energy here.
The
You
moon, the
have
sun, and the Chiron, right?
exactly, exact
Mm.
at the 19 degrees. So if we're talking about karmic wounds, everybody is going to be awakened to these karmic wounds during the eclipse. So
Wow.
this is not just going to activate the part of you that really are ready to step in, but activating the part of you that you have carried this wound. And this is the wound that will never ever go away. This is like the original wound that you kind of have to know that it's always there your entire life. And yet it's also your treasure chest. This is your
Yeah.
gift.
This is gonna be
Because,
on my 10th house.
my God, this is gonna be your 10th house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is your business. So your business is activated and amazing. You know why it's amazing? Because
Well,
you are working metaphysically to help people to awaken to not just themselves, but all the part of them, especially their shadow stuff, their karmic wounds, right? And being able to elevate themselves above the wounds so they become and manifest their authentic self.
wow. This totally makes sense because what I do is to teach my students to release their wounds, to release all their onions, the layers of all their shadows, and the karmic belief and the wounds they have. And with this eclipse, from what I believe, is that that's part of the process in order to move forward into the 50 energy. So
Mm.
that's when they really can, it's like what you said, the treasure as well. Then that's
Yes.
when they can find their own treasure. Once they release
Yes.
that, wow, I haven't thought about that until you brought it up, Karen. That's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, because exactly that's what I teach. This is amazing.
Oh
I
my
mean, you
God.
know, and, it's interesting, it's fascinating, Karen, with this. And I'm sure if any listener, the audience who are astrologer, even though we study this, I mean, but it's so vast, with the meaning and how we interpret things. And it's
Yes.
just so nice to be able to hear from another astrologer and see the angle of how they interpret the chart. And once we do that, it's just like, whoa, open up another can of worms, you know. I mean, like for
Yes.
me to listen to you, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I haven't even looked at it in that angle, but
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. So yes, definitely that's on my 10th house. For those who don't know, the 10th house is the house of the career, the status, where we stand in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I was looking at
Mm-hmm.
that, I was smiling. I go, oh my God, it's up in the 10th house. My 10th house activating pretty uh
And not only that, the North Node at 15 degrees is also pretty close to this. So this, the sun, the moon have to pass the North Node. So it's like I'm showing you the destiny, and here is what you're gonna activate and what you're gonna have to let go. Like we're discarding it once and for all. So if this is
wow.
also in your North Node, and this North Node is currently in your 10th house, whatever it is you're doing is destined, right? Whatever it is that you are currently doing is destined, and you
Destin.
are leading the way for this,
Yeah.
ships that you're creating for a lot of people to join your school. That's
This is
amazing.
crazy. This is amazing how, you know, Karen, I have to say astrology is like a blueprint. It's a program, and
Yeah,
we can utilize it
yeah,
to really, really guide us on the right path, you know? hmm This is amazing what you just said that
yeah,
because
yeah. Yeah.
currently, yes, the North Node is on top of my 10th house. And guess what? On my natal chart, the North Node is on the 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of, the unconscious. And
House
I
of
also,
subconscious,
yes,
esoteric, metaphysics.
yes. And that's what I teach also. I teach hypnotherapy. I teach past life regression to my students. So I have them become a therapist and go out there, to use this work to heal other people. Crazy. Yeah. And it's up on the 10th house during solar
And
return. I
what's the
mean,
degree on what's the
I believe it
wow,
was
what's
on
the
the,
degree of the North Node?
I believe it's on the, God, I have to kind of look it up. But I can actually look it up right now. And while I'm having you explaining the whole thing on this chart, then.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fascinating, guys. Definitely, if just quickly, Karen's an amazing, I mean, and very, very talented astrologer, teacher as well, and coach. She does a lot of things. But just for your own, what do you call that? If you want to find out more about your astrology chart, especially during the solar eclipse right now, do come to see Karen. Have Karen read your solar eclipse chart and see where
Oh,
exactly is on your chart what you need to release as far as your karmic death or your programming and how you're gonna move forward. Because Karen can help you guys with this. This is amazing because I haven't thought about looking at the solar chart. So let's go ahead with that, Karen. Definitely. I
okay.
think you're gonna get a lot of clients after
So
this video.
another
Mhm.
thing, another layer. Yay! I love clients. And
Yes.
so just to also add into this is that Mercury is in retrograde, also in Aries. That's why you have Venus in Aries, which Venus, I think, coming into Aries tomorrow or this week or next week. I forgot. So it adds another fire. So for me personally, when I'm seeing this chart,
Yeah.
right, with this many fires, although you still have Mars in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in his own house in Pisces,
Yes.
I think we have been given that opportunity to really look deep into our subconscious, into
Mm.
all those places where we know we kind of put veils into, like you said, veils of all these beliefs that I have, so that
Yeah.
I operate in certain way in the world. Those beliefs are right now are being asked for you to see, to say, okay, is this who I really want to be? Will this belief help me as I'm moving forward, owning more of myself? Case
Mm.
in the, make it very simple and practical in day-to-day life. It's like you want more money, then notice what kind of beliefs have been preventing you from receiving money, from making more money, from being creative out there, for just going get whatever it is you need to do so that you can have more money. So those beliefs during the Pisces season have probably come up to surface, and you're like, oh, I don't really want to see it. I don't really want to see it. I don't really want to see it. And now during this eclipse season, you have to see it. It's not gonna go anywhere. In fact, it's probably, if not, you're not seeing it right now, it's giving you crisis. So if
Yep.
you're noticing there are part of you that breaking down, that's the beliefs, the trauma, the shadows that are being brought up to surface for you to look at. Now we have a lot of fires right now to help to remove this. Use this to transform your life because fire energy is there to help transmute, right? To burn,
You're right. The
to
fire element
discard
transmute.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So
Wow,
use
this
the
is
fire
amazing.
element that is right now being brought here for you. Like if you're not taking this benefit to transform your, there's not gonna be another opportunity
It's
like
not gonna be
this
another. This
for a
is
long
once in a.
time.
I mean, God, the next time will be what 2099. I think by then we're probably all gonna be gone already,
20 something,
right?
yeah, 20
Yeah, I
something,
think it's
30 years.
2009, 2099. So that's another 70 years from now. Yeah. So we're not gonna have this opportunity. You might as well get it in this lifetime,
Yes.
right? So fix that. Wow. This is
Yes. Yes.
this is interesting. Yes. Let me see. I was trying to look at my chart. For those of you who knows your chart, you can actually look it up right now. But for those of you who don't know your chart, who don't know any astrology, and definitely I would love for you to reach out to Karen, and she'll do your solar eclipse reading for you, and that's gonna be totally worth it. So let's move on into so all these
Yeah.
planets, how long they're gonna be staying there in that Aries, Karen? I mean, I know not for the the outer planets.
Moon travels, yeah. The moon travels very fast, so it's going to be about 2, 3 days, and it's already going to be moving into Taurus.
Yeah.
Mercury is still going to go retrograding in Aries. I think it will hit where the position is on the eclipse. So you are getting a chance this April to really take a look at your life and review everything where you've been playing small, where you have all your limiting beliefs, where you've been maybe experiencing lack or feeling not good enough or feeling like you're always a victim of something. So this month, Mercury is retrograding until the third week of April. It's a great time for you to continue using this transformative energy to really let go, do the work to release everything that no longer serve you so that your true station of where you are being called to step forward to more boldly, because Aries, it wants to bold, it wants to jump start fresh, right?
Yeah.
Let that fresh bud of energy to sprout. And my practice in during the season is that wherever that I feel like I get triggered, I forgive. I forgive myself. I forgive the situation. If you can
Hmm.
forgive the other person, and as fast as possible, I'm also like giving myself the affirmation who I want to feel, who I want to experience more of myself. So I put an affirmation like, well, I am love. I'm compassionate. I am abundance. I cherish my life. I nourish myself, and I nourish other. So whatever that you feel that, you know what, I'm ready. Ready to be. I'm ready to be
Hmm.
rich. So
There
whenever
you
you
go.
get triggered about money, you said, okay, I forgive you. I forgive, and then
Everybody
bring
said
the
that word.
blessing
I'm
in.
ready to be
I
rich.
am abundant. I am wealthy.
Hmm.
I
There
am
you go.
rich. Yes.
That's right.
And if you don't feel it yet, just say, I am ready to be rich, or I'm ready
Right now
I'm ready to find my step to wealth and abundance
and
now.
accepting it. Yeah.
Yes.
So here my north node is on a 17 degree. Not crazy.
Oh,
And that's
wow. Look at that.
17
Yeah,
degree.
pretty close. So
Yeah.
if say your so this is happening in the 10th here, right? And
Yeah.
your natal north is here somewhere. So that means it is your north node is in Gemini or Taurus?
My north node, my natal chart is actually in Cancer.
Oh, Cancer, sorry.
Mhm. Yeah. Cancer in the
Ah,
12th house. Yeah.
right there. Yeah. So Cancer is the water sign, 12th house subconscious,
Hmm.
emotions, intuition. The things
Yeah.
that, yeah, wow, that's amazing. So you are awakening people intuitively. That's why
Yeah.
you, whenever you teach, you don't have any curriculum. You just teach out of flow.
Yeah. I just flow like water. I just flow, and I don't base on the theory and just go with what comes in the subconscious. And
Nice.
that's where what it is. For those of you who wants to know about North Node and South Node, Karen, can you kind of clarify a little bit? Why is it so important right now? I I know some astrologers do not read the North Node and South Nodes, but I think those nodes are very, very crucial, very important to read that. Do you agree with that? Hmm.
I know sometimes the north node and south node could get a little bit confusing,
Yeah,
or a little bit kind of like, because everybody, especially those who are in the awakening journey,
yeah,
always want to jump into, I need to know my soul purpose. I need to know now. Where's my
yeah,
destination? Because we're trained that way, right? We put
yeah,
a destination in our GPS and then we go and we arrive at the destination. So in a way, the north node and the south node works that way. It gives the flavor of where your soul wants to evolve, like where it's evolving to. But this is not a real space destination. It is a feeling, an embodiment that that is inside. Like the soul already knows where it's going. Us here trying to like figure it out, right? So the north node and south node is where we know we're the most comfortable in, which is the south node. North node is where we know it's something that if we are stepping in there, it's kind of scary, but I really want
hmm.
it. There's a
That's
push and
where you're
pull,
destined. Yeah,
especially up to, yeah, because you know you're gonna go there, but it's uncomfortable. It's unknown. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes you will hear other people around you say, "No, no, no, don't do that. That's stupid things to do." I have the North Node in eighth house in Scorpio. For the
oh,
longest time, I'm like, eighth house Scorpio. What the hell is this?
wow, yes. Yes, yes, transformation. Well, that would make sense. What you do, you help
That is,
transform people's,
yeah,
in the transformation, uh, digging deep really into the egg house, you know. It's very
yeah,
esoteric too.
yeah,
Yeah. Now, would you say that
yeah,
wherever the
yeah.
North Node is positioned in anyone's chart, that's where they need to have the focus on with their destiny.
Okay, let's say this is somebody's chart, right?
Yeah,
And right now, the North Node is in the first house. And
yeah,
that means the Node is in the seventh house, Libra, relationship. And this is first house, me,
yeah.
character, body,
Hmm.
physical. So I will not be surprised that this person is possibly very comfortable pleasing other people and really just giving their time and resources, or or being in a relationship with others, and possibly in the adult, because here's the thing about no, north node and south node, the feelings will start to come as you're becoming mature, when you're
Yeah,
starting to step into adulthood, when you're given a chance to now say, okay, here you are in the world, do whatever you have to do. So that's probably after the Saturn return, like 30 years old, you're probably gonna feel it a little more of like, ooh, now I'm feeling like I have to like let go of my comfort zone and pull this way. So this person will have to work throughout their life in remembering what it is to feel good about themselves,
right,
physically, emotionally, mentally, character wise. Like being able to be strong and authentic is something that they are leaning toward. while as they were born, they might not be in the environment where they're given that ability to voice to be who
Ah,
they are,
mm,
because
mm,
this person could be, because in a Libra, right, Libra loves the harmony, everything needs to be fair, everything needs to be balanced. So
mhm,
that's a feeling
mm.
of like, oh, I can only, like, back in the days, I have friends who are always like, oh, I can never be single, I always have to be in a relationship. Could be where this
Libra.
nodal shows up, right?
Ah, would
Yes,
make
yes.
sense.
So would you pay attention? It gives flavor, yeah, it gives flavor to your life. Especially when you're starting to be awakened of who you are. Just know that, oh, okay, this is where I'm comfortable with, but I know this is not where I am ever evolving in my life path. So the more that you're leaning toward where it is that you are being called to, that feels a little bit out of your comfort zone, that means you're already leaning toward your north node.
Ah, okay. That would make sense. Definitely. Now, why is this, just quickly, why is this solar eclipse is so important on everyone's chart right now?
I think, like I mentioned, with this much energy and fire, especially with the sign Aries, right? Aries is new beginning, that energy, that spark. When we've been in winter time, everything it's cold and dark. Now have that spark of light, and you're like, oh, time to wake up. So this is an energy of new beginning. That's why everybody's very excited about this solar eclipse, I feel. And especially because we're in America, and clearly the solar eclipse is going through America. Um, there's a lot of, for me personally, because I like to draw whatever is happening in the cosmos to benefit us as human here, right? Because we are working our path here, is to use this new beginning energy, this fiery energy, this kind of like a new opening for us, a new beginning for a lot of us, to really step into it, because we've heard about changes of the age, we have heard of the splitting of the consciousness, we've heard
Yes,
about the 5D ascension and all of that. I feel like this is the final call for everyone who wants to step
yes.
into that awakening,
New Earth.
to that higher vibration,
Yes. The new
to
Earth.
really step higher, right?
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
new earth, because the new earth means what? Higher vibration. A lot
Yeah.
of people are still in this low vibration because of the matrix. And this is the
Yep.
portal that everybody's being like,
It's an
last
end
call.
game.
And
This
it's
is like an end
not
game for
gonna,
me. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's an end game for me. This is
yeah.
like,
And
hey,
it's like, right?
step up and jump into
Yeah,
that 5D
yeah.
before it's,
And I'm
no longer there. Hmm. Wow. This is amazing.
I feel so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
like what you
Yeah.
just
It's your
said
last
earlier.
call, whether you want to remain.
Not last
Mm,
call for alcohol, but it's last call for
yeah.
5D
Go ahead.
shots. Yeah, right? Cool. I
I
used to
like
be a cock
that.
yeah, I used to be a cocktail waitress a long time ago. So I used to, before we closed down, we have to say, hey, last call for alcohol, you know? So this is so funny, but this time it's a last call for ascension, for end game, really. Definitely. This is actually a very exciting time, Karen, as much as what's going on right now in the world with,
Yeah.
especially in the United States, as we all know, this the war, what's going on with the war. And what's interesting is that there's news. I just came back from Thailand. There's news that they made it in Asia, but you won't hear it here. You know, if you look up YouTube and you look up the
Yes.
main media here, you don't hear it. unless you listen to the independence media, then you will
Mhm.
hear the news that you would hear in Asia. So
Yes.
this is interesting that, most people around the world just don't know what's going on sometimes because the main media are just not speaking up. And only, when you get to listen to the independent uh,
Yeah.
um, YouTuber media, that's when you get all this real news. I would say real news for now. So with what's going on with United States, now, my question is, since the solar eclipse is targeting right in United States, in Texas, right in the middle of United States,
Mm.
how's that affecting United States? Or will it affect just United States, not the whole world, or will it affect the
Mm.
whole world, but much more in United States? What's your take on that?
I, this one is very close to my heart because I know this
Yeah,
country is my home now.
yeah,
And yet at the
same.
same time, I think we also have this discussion where we're starting to feel it as well,
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
things are not things are not,
good.
energetically not that great here in the
Mhm.
US. And I feel like the solar eclipse is probably going to accentuate that. Because back in the ancient history, when there's a solar eclipse, this full, like, because this is actually a lunar eclipse happening on a country, back in the ancient way, I think in the British Empire, they will see this as as an oracle to, okay, am I still gonna be in power or not? So if we've heard of all the prophecies of the Nostradamus and things like that, we know this is coming, the change of
Yeah,
power.
change of power. Yeah,
Whether or not this is what is going to be, yeah, what we'll see as the change of power, that the because United States for the longest time is the superpower, right? The
yeah,
number one. It's just like the old Roman Empire.
yeah.
US is
Hmm. Like
the
that.
current Roman Empire.
Hmm. I have to agree with
I
that,
wonder if we
because
are going to start.
losing the power, is that what you're saying? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
what about everyone who's listening right now? Post
Yes.
your comments.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think are we United States will lose the power? I think even a lot of people in Asia, they're all talking about this, Karen. It seems like everybody's aware of it. Everybody is aware that we are losing the
Yeah.
power. We are in trouble. I mean, the reason I'm saying that
Yeah.
because I actually heard from my
Yeah.
own students who live out there in Asia, and they're all telling me the same things like, "Hey, Tina, why don't you move over here? Because United States doesn't seem to be stable and looking good." Isn't it crazy? They even say that, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like, wow, kind of like what you said. United States is also my home. I've been here for such a long time. And just to kind of sense all these things going on, it's like a knowing inside of us. We all know that the big shift or the big shift is going to happen. The big shift's going to happen, right? But it is
Yeah.
slowly right now. But
Yes.
we all seeing it already. I mean, everything
Mm-hmm.
just didn't make sense. All the laws didn't make
Mm-mm.
sense. All the inflation didn't make sense. All the printing didn't make sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
And any high school level kids will actually see clearly that all this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
All this decision. And sometimes I would hear a lot of people say that it's our government destroying ourselves. We're destroying ourselves, you know. And we all can see clearly that it's like we're having self-destruction, you
Yeah.
know? And that would be a sad thing. And now just to find out that solar eclipse is hitting right in the middle of the United States. It's like, is that a confirmation or what? Right?
Yes. And talking about the US government that is destroying itself,
Yeah.
government is Capricorn power, right? And we did just have Pluto return for the United States last
Yeah.
year.
Hmm.
So we know that it's we are in that death and transformation with Pluto, return. So I say the transition in power is going, will the US be then not be a superpower, or meaning like this lose its total power or control, is yet to be seen.
Yet to be seen.
And it may take a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the problem is this: US have hand in everywhere in the
Everything.
world.
Everywhere in the world.
So
US dollars. Yes. So
so my prayer is that, knowing this, and I'm hoping that everyone who's watching this as well, even though you're in a different country, even though you hate America, just know this. If this power is going through troubles with its hands everywhere in the world, don't you think that you're also going to get affected? Because you will.
yes, absolutely. Because every country holds dollars. Everybody. Most majority. And that's the thing. I think that's probably the reason why United States is still hanging on, you know. As bad as it is, if the US is going down, we see other people's going down as well. So this is like a fish net that just trap everybody.
Yes. So that's why we are, you and I, and a lot of all the listeners here are being
Hmm.
called to be a light workers, right? If we
Yeah,
want to call
yeah.
ourselves, we are called to be a light worker. We help people ascend.
Starseed, light worker, yes, definitely. Mm,
And our job is to ascend, mean that we need to raise the vibration. So knowing that this all of this are happening, and it's really
yeah,
easy to get sucked into, like, ooh, that war, how dare you? Ooh, this person, how dare him? Because whenever you're tapping into that energy, you bring your energy down. And that's
exactly.
what this is inviting you to do. Like,
Yeah,
whatever this cosmic, or if you want to say that there's like dark energies that's circling and like kind of playing the puppets right now in the world,
yeah,
that's what the agenda is, to bring your energy down. Because when your energy is low, then love energy cannot cover and cannot thrive. While
right.
in fact, in these troubled times, we need to be in that love bubble, because so that we can keep everyone safe, so that
Yeah,
we don't get affected in like the way that we picture, like the Babylon, right? The Roman Empire being brought down and all the
yeah,
suffering that follow after that, because we are more conscious now and we know how
yeah.
to elevate ourselves. So I feel like what you're doing right now, Tina, is helping a lot of people to, you know, let's go rise higher, go to the 5D, because we need more of this energy to
That's funny you
help.
say that because as you're saying, just like for example, this morning I was teaching one class and I just have many students express their experience before they came into my school. They were depressed. You know, we have one case,
Mm,
this one lady, her name is Maya, and she would text me, she messaged me like a day before, and she said, Tina, uh, ever since I came into your school, I am a better person. I'm happier. I mean, she would just giggle in the class. And she's pregnant, so she's always been stressed before she took the class. And she asked me if she'll feel better. I said, I think you'll feel better because I make sure I keep everything positive. I try to help my student release all those shadows. Uh, and I noticed like a lot of changes in pretty much almost everyone, you know. So we, in a way, we are building the community that raise this high vibration, you know, and they're like a little kids that playing, and that's the energy that we need to
Yes.
support. And
Yes.
so I have a lot of classes, and I mean it's just trying to keep everything up,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the bigger we grow, the more we keep it up,
Mm-hmm.
and we are including, I mean, if some of you are my student, you are hearing this, listening to this, we're doing the right thing. We're helping the earth, the humanity to raise the vibration, really, because everyone just become joyful and they have changed their personality, from being not confident or shy, afraid to express to like being who they are.
Yeah.
And I saw that changes myself within this, less than 2 years of having this establishment in Thailand. So
Amazing.
I feel very honored and blessed to be able to doing this as my you can call North Node my destiny that Karen just mentioned, which I also knew. I mean, I knew in my heart long time ago, but at the time, everything having to do with timing, Karen.
Yes.
At
Yes.
the time, I was pushed to do it, but it wasn't successful. And of
Mm.
course, I got a lot of shit that I have to work on my own too, right? So, but now, I just go, everything just got pushed and it just happened automatically, And now with the solar eclipse, I feel, Karen, do you feel the same way that after this solar eclipse, I feel we were just talking about the split of the consciousness. I feel a lot more people gonna be getting all this like Mandela effect
Hmm.
of downloads because of the split, So a lot of people are gonna be stepping into this fifth dimension. So everybody will start questioning what they were taught, what they were told that are not true.
Yes.
And they'll start looking up on the internet a lot or start to like search or find the truth. And I think this is the time that many of us, that's why a lot of seers, prophet was said, this is such a beautiful time to be born here at this moment. Even though at the moment, many people don't see that and don't feel that, especially those who lost a job or not doing
Yeah.
well or
Yeah.
stressed.
Yeah.
But it's just actually a beautiful moment to see this happening where the earth begin to become
Yeah.
a new earth, and everyone just wake up and
Yeah.
remember who they are, and they're able to end their game and step into what they want to manifest, right? I
Yeah.
I get excited now that we're just talking about this because, we can actually see what in front of us, like especially us in United States, and we can see this kind of possible possible gloom and doom that could happen. But at the same time, behind that door, there's a lot of new beginning that I think we can be excited about that, you know. And what's a beautiful thing, like yourself, like me, and many light workers, many teachers, starseed, you can call it. We're all doing our passion. Stick to your passion. It's gonna happen. It may not happen right now, but it
Mm-hmm.
will happen. You're being pushed at the right timing. Ask Karen on her astrology chart. On astrology reading, you can ask Karen when. And that's when you're gonna step into your path, your destiny. And that's when you're taking part into raising vibration as well. You know, we all doing it. We all taking our own journey, destiny that we're doing it, and we're putting in together, this piece of pie together. And that's what I feel. We all come together,
I like that.
working together and just shifting, changing this. So but also, what I have also heard some people, some seers are saying that if you are hanging on to the dimensional old energy, of course, old energy is still gonna have all these disasters happening, right? It's not gonna stop. So those who are stuck in there will experience all those disasters. Do you agree with that, Karen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I feel like that's this disasters that we're talking about, the 3D disasters are being amplified right now,
Yes,
especially during the eclipse. Because, like I mentioned earlier, you are being asked to see all of this 3D attachment and
all the
being
fears.
asked in
Mhm.
this final moment, yep, all the fears, all the doubts, the guilt, the shames, the not good enough, the oh, I'm the victim or whatever it is, right? And no judgment on that because I have
We
experienced those
all
as
have.
well.
Yes, we all
Um,
have. Yes.
yeah, and and especially like I said, if things are breaking down, and I'm saying this, with my heart that yes, it's painful. You're losing job. You're probably having a breakdown on relationship. You're moving yourself away from something that is doesn't feel safe anymore, or you have to take that courage to finally say, you know what, I will not get in, this beating anymore, or I do not want to be in this very toxic relationship anymore. I'm pulling all my courage to slam the door behind me and leave. All of that are not easy. I'm not gonna say it is hard. And yet, if you give yourself permission today, this month especially, to say, you know what, I'm just gonna, even if it's a very tiny courage, take it. Like, even if you see your money in your bank account, it's only gonna give you maybe like one last chance, $100 to buy a, a bus ticket away from your place. Take it because it will bring you to a totally different life altogether. I'm not gonna say that life is gonna be all paradise and all that.
Right? Mhm.
The work that we still have to do to rebuild the world that we want, it's still, it's not gonna be just I'm gonna be on the beach and lazing around. No, we're all here we're still living our purpose. But
Right.
it will feel very different. All the 3D, especially the things that have boxing you and putting you in a place where things feels like, you're trying to fit in and you're not fitting in anymore, you
Mm.
must let it go.
Yeah.
And to do that, even if you are feeling the fear, and I'm not going to say feel the fear and do it anyway, but allowing the fear to be there,
Yeah.
and find people like Tina or other light workers or me to help and guide you, to give you other perspective, other ways, and stepping into the path with easiness. Because I kid you not, it's actually very simple.
Yeah.
All is subconscious work, energy work, making sure that your words are in alignment of the 5D world. That's it. But it does require practice and to be surrounded with people who are also practicing together, because then you are tapped into that energy of ascension.
Right.
So find a guide, find a community, find your tribe to help you to get
Find a
out of
tribe
it.
that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And 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 I like the fact that you just said about the subconscious work because a lot of people do not realize that in order to be able to dig deep, and get rid of all those shadows work, all those onions, all those karmic debt, or you can call Chiron in on your astrology chart. It's all having to do with subconscious work.
Yeah.
It's not on the surface. It's very deep. And in order to get it all out, you need to like digging deep by doing all this subconscious work. Okay. So both Karen and I were both our hypnotherapists for past, we are certified hypnotherapists. We graduated from HMI, in Los Angeles. They're pretty established for over 50 years, right,
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Probably one of the
Yes.
first hypnosis school
Hypnotherapy school. Yeah.
in United States, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Accredited
oldest.
one. Yeah.
Accredited, accredited, which not many have, also
Yeah.
the longest, I believe, and the first hypnotherapy school in United States.
Yeah.
It's been there for a long, long time. We were there for a year. This is how we both met. And it's
Yes.
funny, I forgot that we met over there. That was so funny. But our path kept, crossing all the time.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And later on we found out that we live in the same area. I actually moved back, and we're like right around the corner. And then my client actually came, running to Karen.
That's
I
right.
forgot about all this detail, but it's just so weird how we just kept crossing each other's
Yes.
path,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
and just in case, yes, we speak English here. We help clients who speak English all over the world. We can use this Zoom to help clients. We both are past life therapists, and also, clinical hypnotherapists. And we do the digging deep,
Yes.
digging deep, transformation work on our clients. I teach, Karen teach also, and Karen also speak Indonesian.
Yes.
So, and just for those, I know I have a lot of Thai students who may listen to this, YouTube channel here, this video. Just know that, if you have friends who speak English or Indonesian, come to Karen.
Thank you.
She can actually look up the chart, especially right now with the solar eclipse chart on your chart and see where is it at. This solar eclipse energy is affecting on your birth chart right now. So
Mm-hmm.
this is fascinating to get this done and see what you can release. What is
Yeah.
your shadows? What is the subconscious work that you need to get done in order to release everything, release all the fears, so that way you don't get stuck in the third dimensional old program. You're ready to exit
Yeah.
matrix.
Yes.
You're ready
Yes.
to enjoy your life better and not get
Yes.
stuck because of the fears. So, so that's one thing I would like to share with the audience about Karen, her work. I know she
Oh,
comes on
thank you.
sometime, and but sometimes it's all meant to be when people right now, a lot of people who are on this path will want to know where they're going. I get that a lot because it's like they know something's gonna happen to their life.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah.
something is gonna pop
Yeah.
with their career and with their purpose.
Yeah.
They know, but it's not happening yet,
Yes.
you know? And I've been there. I've been on that path where it's like I'm doing my work, 'cause, you know me, I'm doing a different work, as a self-employed, but I know I'm not there yet. I'm not like
Yes.
at my where my passion lies. Because at the time I stopped teaching and but then all of a sudden everything just aligned with the right timing, of
Mm-hmm.
course. Look at astrology,
Yeah.
you know. Uh uh it would just tell you what happened, you know.
Absolutely.
And especially like on the solar return chart as well. I have my solar return chart the year that I started to I would say discover by my, students. I think that was in year 2020, 22. And that was right around my birth date. And I flew, I didn't even look at my chart. I mean, I kind of stay away from astrology for a while. I went to Thailand right during the time of my birthday. And that's when it's activated, you know? And I think the solar return chart
Yeah.
is quite important too and quite amazing. So if any of you guys want to get that done, of course, here you go. My dear friend Karen, who's a very good astrologer, can help you out with this, you know, and just kind of
Thank you. Yeah.
just step into the right direction with the right guidance. That's very important. And I'll tell you honestly, even me as a teacher, as a healer, And even though I know astrology, I still get read by Karen. I did get reading by you before with the human design.
With human
Human design.
design, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. And that makes sense. The projector. I'm a projector. I project out on my channel, you know? Uh uh and right now the projector also a lot of them are coming out.
Yeah.
A lot of
Because
them coming out too.
this is the projector's time.
This
Because
is
the
a projector time.
projectors need to
Yeah.
lead
And what
us,
are
to
you?
guide us. I'm a
Yeah,
manifesting generator.
there you go. You get people to manifest.
I drum
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Right. Well, this is also the time with the I mean the eclipse. It helps once we step into the 5D energy, it kind of usher us into learn how to do manifestation, to
Yes.
manifest
Yes.
the power within us that we have. And therefore there'll be no fear because whatever you decide, you know how to do that magic, and it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen. You're gonna create
Mm-hmm.
your reality. That's
Yeah.
what's gonna be
Yeah.
happening. I think in 2020, 25, that's when we're gonna see more and more and more and more people
Yeah.
moving into that direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is like a time for us to now kind of like, all right, we're gonna manifest impeccably, but to be able to do that, that means you have to be in alignment. Because if you're
Yes.
still kind of like, I don't know, I'm still attached to this, and I'm like, no, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. So that you, how can you go into that direction where your destiny is if you keep doing this, right? What
Yeah.
happens is when the universe is seeing that you keep doing this, most of the time, then it will kind of like, okay, here's some crisis for you. Here's
Yeah.
some problem with your health. Here's some problem with your, something, your money or something like that. So you're kind of, okay, fine, I'm gonna have to let it go. And then like, but then that process, it's painful. I mean, we have to go through it sometimes because we are all kind of stubborn
But
soon.
yeah, like some
But
people
what
they'll
if,
come. Yeah, some people will run into a health issue, you know, and that just to kind of push you into changing your life, get out that rut, you know,
yeah,
and that's the only way to wake up
yeah,
people is to run into some a very dire
yeah,
situation. Yeah. So I think this is it's actually a blessing.
yes,
Whatever happened to
yes,
our life, it's really a blessing. You know, I no longer look at the
absolutely.
painful situation as a bad situation anymore. I look at it as like, well, okay, there's a gift behind
Yeah,
that situation that
yeah,
you can call it painful situation,
yeah,
but there's always a
yeah,
gift behind that, you know. As I look back into my life, it's like every
yeah, yeah. And sometimes,
mhm. Go ahead.
yeah,
You were gonna say
sometimes we
something.
have to go through that. I mean, it's also destined energetically to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it's also destined, right? That you have to
Mhm.
go through it because then it opens another door or releasing another layer. But at the same time,
Exactly.
if we know it's going to happen, potentially it's going to happen, we have more awareness to it. So that because our tendency is because we all have ego, right? Then the ego is like, ah, I've done all, and this is me. I'm like that too. It's like,
Yeah.
I've done all the work. It's not working. Well, and then instead of stepping into the next things that I'm supposed to be doing, I'd be like over here feeling very low and depressed and blah, blah, blah. And, but so the more that you are aware of who you are, what your chart is telling you, that's what I'm using astrology or whatever tools that we have as divinity tool, right? To
Mhm.
give that layers of awareness of like, oh, okay, today energy is gonna get me in this kind of wonkiness. So
Yeah.
I'm mindful of where I'm
Mhm.
putting myself. And when it happened, I'm like, oh, got it. I know this is happening. So I'm not taking
Exactly.
it personally. So that
Awareness,
helps.
to have an awareness, very, very
Yeah.
important to have an awareness in every moment, in every situation, because that's going to take you further on your journey, you know, and not staying in the rut, but it's just going to propel you to move forward. And I I really to be honest, Karen, now I'm so excited about the what's coming in
Yeah.
into humanity. Uh, Even with this solar eclipse, I think that comes with the power of the consciousness that is going to be expanding so much. And I think I'm just ready for all this stuff that's coming in, don't you? Hmm.
Yes,
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 yes, yes.
yes,
So,
yes.
wow, guys, this is today is actually, we actually didn't really plan what we're going to talk about, really. I asked Karen, say, hey, Karen, what do you want to talk about? And she go, you know what, just have a chit chat and just kind of flow with it and see what it is, right? About
Mm-hmm.
astrology. And we didn't really, I like that. I like when we just flow with the conversation
Mm-hmm.
and see what comes with it because we are guided to speak about that.
Yeah.
And I believe that now thinking about the conversation we just had, I believe that whoever listened to this video meant to
Meant
listen.
to
And
listen.
you're right, you're probably the one who are actually on your journey of expansion of your consciousness and stepping into the 5D for you to listen to this. I totally believe in that because not everybody's going to listen to that, you know. And you might be the one that's also wondering what's going on with your journey or your destiny at the moment, right? So in
Mm-hmm.
that case, like there you go, Karen. I'm a good promoter. I just like to promote my great friend who's, I know they do a good job, when she did
Thank you.
my human design. But know that also in my school, this is just for everyone who's not Thai. My school right now currently teach a lot of Thai people. I currently teach English speaking group as well.
Yes.
Yes, 12-week intuitive program, intuitive development program. Every Friday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So this is the English speaking group that I have. And then I have a Thai group as well, who most of them they're from all over the world, but a lot of them are from Thailand. So I have a larger group there that I speak. I mean, I teach every early in the morning, like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, it's their bedtime when it's my like, morning time. So eventually, our school will have many foreign teacher. I hope so, and one of them will be Karen, which I'm just very proud to have her.
Yeah.
To be part of our. However, she can still teach. If you're interested in
Yeah.
having her teach, you just let us know. Connect with her. I got her. I'm gonna have all her information underneath this video with her contact, her website, and all the good stuff. You can connect with her. But I highly, highly recommend you get the solar eclipse, chart with
Mm-hmm.
your natal chart to get a reading with her, or even the human design.
That'd
It's
be awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's awesome. And with that said, Karen, do you have anything else that you would like to, you know, share with the listeners?
I think my closing will be we all are in this journey of
Mm-hmm.
aliveness, awakening into aliveness. I feel like we are all being called to really tap into that energy of what it feels like to be alive, because
Hmm.
being alive doesn't mean that, you always have to be all work, 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 busy, 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 tired, 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 tired. But remember what it's like. I like the way that you are describing your students finally tapping into that childlike wonder.
Yep,
And that's life. Life
yep,
is childlike wonder. So if you've been sort of kind of like put that aside as like, well, I'm an adult now, I don't have time for that. No, this is the time to remember that Aries is that childlike wonder. And this solar eclipse is inviting you to come back, to return to that childlike wonder, remembering what life could actually be like, full of potential, full of aliveness, full of excitement and joy. As you can feel it in the body. And I definitely invite you to either tap into Tina's community, or if you like my help, we're here to help you to get there.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, this clip is and it's been a great talk, Karen. I love it. I love that.
Yes.
I think this is I think this will make a lot of people feel that this is, for those who are on this journey, I know a lot of them are still lost and don't know where they're going. But just know that this is an exciting time, even though we see a lot of, craps going on in the world. Like I said, behind those door of all this chaos, there is this newness of beautiful opportunity and new beginning for everyone, especially us who are awakened
Yes.
and just walk your journey and releasing all those third dimensional or programming. I think this is just going to be a beautiful journey for all of us, you know, and especially those who are listening to this video, just make sure you click like, subscribe, and also share this video and also contact Karen or
Click
just say
like,
hello to
subscribe.
her. And
Yes.
there you go. And go to her YouTube. She got her YouTube
Yeah.
also, right? Karen, what is your YouTube? I'm gonna put it in the description.
Yep.
But look her up and
At
also go
Karen
to her,
Kartika.
yeah, Karen Kartika
Please
on
do.
her channel. Okay. So subscribe, click like, and share her love to everyone in the world.
Yes.
Well, guys, thank you so, so much for being here
Yay.
and supporting my channel all the time. Karen, thank you so much. It was a great talk today. I love it. Thank you. Namaste, guys. Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
Take care.
Sure. Thank
All
you.
righty.
Thank
So
you.
let's end here. There you go.
Bye.
All right. I'm still like learning.